What is up? In this video, I'm going to be giving you a little tour of the 5 types of wealth companion GPT that I just built and have been pretty excited about, I'd say, and just trying to get it in some other people's hands. So this companion GPT is a custom GPT built on ChatGPT right now. I don't have it listed on a platform like Chip.ai, so you will need a pro account of ChatGPT in order to access it. But essentially, what this companion GPT does is in the book, right, and in many books, there are a ton of lessons and exercises and work that the author gives you to do. And if you're anything like me, I read it, I nod my head, and I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be good to do. I would love to, have that information or go and do that, and then I never do it. So as I was reading this book in particular, and I've also been spending a lot of time building custom GPTs, I found myself constantly like, oh, I could build a custom GPT that could help me do that. Oh, I could build a custom GPT that would help me do that. So when I finished the book, I went in and I built this out. So this companion GPT essentially is trained to help guide you through, I think, 9 different exercises and things that the author, Sahil Bloom, tasked you with when reading the book. So yeah, I just want to give you like a tour of what some of those tasks are and then how to engage with and use this custom GPT. So as you saw at the beginning of this, I initiated kind of the start here protocol, as it's called. And what this does is it just kind of gives you an introduction to the book, kind of the core concept and the lessons that it teaches. And then it gives you the link to this companion document, which is, filled out with a lot of my information. It's a very rough first draft, so maybe don't even worry about that right now. And when you initiate a protocol, it's going to walk you through basically a sequence, like a step-by-step process that I've trained it to do for that protocol. And each protocol represents a very specific task that I've trained this custom GPT to be able to do. So the start here protocol is a good place to start, where it's going to kind of give you the overall concept of the book and then give you some instructions on how this custom GPT works. But I want to take you through and show you my 2 favorite protocols with this custom GPT. So the first one being the Ikigai Protocol. So this was a concept that I had seen in other books or on social media before, but it's basically like the overlap of what you love, what you're good at, and what the world needs. And then the 4th circle was what you can get paid for, but I think Sahil Bloom in the book either combined that into the what the world needs, or I don't know, he basically changed it from 4 circles to 3 circles of what you love, what you're good at, and what the world needs. So finding the overlap between those 3 things. And then the Ikigai, I believe in Japanese, means reason for being. So if you can find the overlap between what you love, what you're good at, and what the world needs, you will be, and you can spend more time doing that, you're going to be in alignment with, the idea is that you'll be in alignment with with your reason for being. So this protocol, you initiate it by saying Ikigai Protocol or something similar to that, or selecting the conversation starter as I did. And then step 1, it's just introducing you to the concept. When you're ready to go on, you just say proceed or something like that. Then it will take you to step 2. And basically how this protocol works is it's going to guide you through a very simple, questionnaire kind of, right? So we'll ease into a few creative personal prompts. No pressure to be perfect. Just share whatever comes up. I'll guide and build based on your responses. So it's like an interactive questionnaire where based on the information that you give it, it's going to ask another targeted question that's a whole lot easier to answer than what do you love, right? So this prompt is what's something you do all day even if nobody paid you to do it, right? So I feel like it's a little easier to answer that question than what you love, and that's kind of the purpose of this guide, right? Is it just breaks down this big question of what you love down into much smaller, more digestible and easier to answer questions. And then kind of going back to what I was just saying, it's interactive. So based on the information that you give it, it's going to ask us another question next. Let me pause here and just get some basic answers. Okay, I'm using ChatGPT to come up with answers over here. So let's just say something like that. Okay, so I answer the first prompt, and then it would follow up. It would analyze my response, and then basically it's going to take me through like 3 to 5 smaller questions that will help me fill the gap or answer the question of what I love, right? So it's kind of Next prompt, what kinds of conversations make you forget to check your phone or lose track of time, right? So you just kind of go through this. I believe it's a 4 or 5 step process where it's going to ask you, 3 to 5 questions that will get insight on what you love. Then it'll ask 3 to 5 questions that'll give you insight on what you're good at. And then it'll ask you 3 to 5 questions to get insight on what you think the world or what the world needs. And then it will generate an analysis of your Ikigai. So like, okay, here are some overlaps between what you love, what you're good at, and what the world needs, to help you kind of just give you some ideas of like, these are the things that if I pursue to be able to spend more time doing, I'm going to be filled up and pretty enthusiastic and jazzed about that. Okay, so that's that Ikigai protocol. I love it. I just found the information to be super cool. If you're curious, the answers that I got were custom GPTs for impact. So like building custom GPTs for creators and entrepreneurs to help them, like support them to be more like efficient and just help support their cause and what they're working on. Just like finding creators and entrepreneurs that I enjoy working with or am also passionate about the mission that they're on, helping them by building them custom GPTs to help them in their organization, which is what I'm doing now. And then the second one was like a connection catalyst. Like I really enjoy being, with people, meeting new people, bringing people together, having fun, interesting and thoughtful conversations. So, having that clarity and having it written out in the way that the final analysis does in this protocol, like gives you steps for like, okay, here's how you can kind of build your way to spending more time doing these kinds of things, or like, here's what this looks like. I thought was pretty damn cool. And then the next protocol that I want to show you is let me refresh here, is the define enough protocol. This one was pretty freaking awesome too. So the concept in the book, which it will explain here in step 1, is this concept of lagom, which is this Swedish term that means not too much, not too little. So yeah, you can kind of read what the concept is here in step 1. But it's basically like knowing what your enough life financials, just so you're not on the hamster wheel of always just chasing more and more and more and more and more. You have like a thoughtful, like you bring, like the way that he describes it in the book is that the concept of how much is enough, like lifestyle creep, like that whole thing, like will happen subconsciously. So you want to very intentionally bring that into conscious consideration of what is enough for me financially. And that's going to grow over time. Like I don't have any kids. I don't have a family right now. When I do, the concept of enough for me is going to expand. So you just like consciously go through this protocol to help you calculate what enough means for you, right? So this is very similar to the Ikigai protocol, right? Like if you're just faced with the question of what is enough for you financially, that's a big question. That's pretty complicated to answer. So this just breaks that big question down into a bunch of smaller questions to help you kind of piece together what your dream lifestyle looks like and how much that will cost, to then give you a final number, final estimate of what enough financially looks like for you. So like what that number is. Which I think like gives you so much confidence in like setting a goal. It's like, okay, I want to get to this dollar amount, like for my financial wealth, or like I want to be making this much money. It gives you a whole lot of like reasons, like why is that the amount? Like you've spent the time considering and breaking down and calculating, like, okay, this is what I want my lifestyle to look like, and then this is how much that will cost. And that includes things of like, this is where I'm living, this is the car I drive, like this is the vacations that I'm going on, this is how much I'm setting aside for investing, all that stuff. So it just goes through and helps guide you through like a very detailed and thoughtful visualization of like what that lifestyle vision right up here is going to be, to then revert, and then it helps you reverse engineer and calculate how much you would need financially in order to build that dream life. And for me, I was pretty surprised in like how little it was. Like in my mind, I'm like, oh, I need to be making millions of dollars. Like, but no, I have a pretty tangible. It's like $215,000 a year. Like if I can get to $215,000 a year, I'll be pretty fucking stoked on the lifestyle that I'm living at that point. Okay. So these are the 2 protocols here. So you initiate a protocol, and then it will take you through a step-by-step process. And then you just kind of like read the prompts that it's given you, provide the answers to the questions that it's asking, or you just say like proceed to move to the next step. And then it will guide you through the questions there. or it'll guide you through the process of going through these exercises where it's like, okay, when I read this in the book, it's like, okay, I understand that the concept of defining my enough life is a really important thing for me to do. But if I'm just sitting here on my own with like a notebook and I got to like figure out all the smaller questions I just never do it. So, but I found that by building this, it made it a lot easier for me to do so. And I'm pretty stoked about having the answers to the information. Cool. If you stuck with me this far, this is 10.5 minutes long right now. I'm not sure if I'll do any edits. I think I'm just going to blast it out there. But thanks for being here. I'm going to link the link to this GPT in this post wherever you're seeing this, and I would love for you to try it out yourself. There's a bunch of other protocols as well. Basically, I just like took the protocols from the exercise from the books that I felt a companion GPT would be able to help out with pretty well. But those two are my favorite, like the Ikigai and the Define Enough protocol. But I think there's 9 in here that it can help you with. It's like the core life design. Yeah. And obviously this will be a lot more meaningful if you've read the book. Like you'll be a lot more jazzed to do it. The wealth score quiz is also another one. This is like the core underlying fundamental thing from the book is like you go through this quiz and it'll give you like your wealth score out of 100. Mine's 68 right now, so you got some room for growth. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to cut it off here. Thank you.